Hi everyone, we are live. This is the third edition. Of course, in my place in Belgium, we are already on the fourth since 11 minutes, but we are still on the third because it's the third session of this month. And usually it's like 5:30 EST, 5:30 p.m. EST, but I was like a bit late, chocolate. So we are 4 minutes before the session. This is for me to allow to say hello for the people that are live and also a hello for the people that are in the replay team. Hello, is it me you're looking for? So this is the French gems and also the language gems. And this session will be exceptionally short and sweet, 25 minute maximum, talking about the food and about the restaurant and the menu. So I'm just checking right now if I am audible on YouTube. Right now, am I audible on YouTube? Yes, I am audible on YouTube. And feel free also to ask me any question, wherever you are live or in the replay team. You can ask me any question. LAMA, Lama. It's not the cousin of the dromedary. It's literally ask me anything. And so I am checking right now if I am audible in LinkedIn. How are you feeling? Let me know wherever you are. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and let me know how are you feeling today. This is most of the time already Tuesday in your side of the world. It might be already Wednesday in my place or in Asia or Australia, New Zealand. Happy Wednesday for you, and still happy Tuesday evening on the US or the South America. And still, if it is Tuesday on UK, but I know it's a late night. So, am I audible on LinkedIn? Let me check right there, right now. Yes. Yes, I am audible on LinkedIn. So, I'm happy to make it short and sweet like the dessert, and not the dessert. Um, Talking about food. So let me know in the comment how are you feeling if you have any question, because anyone who will ask questions, whether live or on the replay team, will be in the drawing for winning prize, because I have a lot of offerings during this month that I will unfold. I was not yet doing a lot of things to unfold my offers, but I was already going to show. Let me just test technologically, so that I can share my screen. So there are some news for you and for me and for you and for me. So here you will see I have my French link tree that exists already since weeks, month. And here you can subscribe to my newsletter. That's my news. Of course, the URL will change. I will change it bit by bit, but this is it. You can write your name, write your email address, you will be subscribed, and in few days I will release my first newsletter email. Woohoo! So that's in a nutshell the newsletter that you can see on the screen right now on the live stream. This is my newsletter page that you can access through my Linktree page. Subscribe to my French fries letter. Yes. And you can also go to my Refrench Your Brain Go Room. This is my classroom. You can also book a call to improve your French. And you can discover my YouTube channel where there are dozens and dozens of past videos out there. I'm going to reorganize it so that it's really on top, short and sweet. And this is also the New Language Coach Network that I was sharing beforehand. This is my profile. I still need to update the avatar. But here, for instance, imagine you are in drum roll. Imagine you are in Portugal. Like search for someone living in Portugal. And who is obviously um, helping you in Portuguese. And there are 7 coaches in Portugal. Joanna, Cristina, Ines, and Sonia, Joanna, Anna, and Anna Cristina Souza. So all the new language coaches that are based in Portugal and that are coaching you to improve your Portuguese. So you can search to a base of new 2000. I think we are more than 2000 coaches right now, but it's really amazing. For instance, you can find your new language coach there. You can also connect with them, checking if they are having any website. Here, sometimes they are having like social media. You can connect to LinkedIn, okay, and then arriving to the page LinkedIn of Joanna. Strangely, she is on LinkedIn. She doesn't have any followers, but feel free to connect. It's really interesting. And yeah, so it's really amazing. So right now I am going to stop my share, or no, I'm going to go to my Go Brunch room, because this room will be my booth on the 10th of June in less than 7 days. So here is my Go Brunch room, where I will give some French gems and streaming also through this room for the World Building Expo. And so here is my room where you can also play videos and access other rooms. Going to the World Building Expo that will occur in 7 days. So here there is like, the session will start on the 10th of July from 7 Pacific AM to 7 Pacific PM. So it's 4 PM East, Central European time in my side. Here is the previous sessions. I was having a booth 3 months ago. This was my booth, ReFrenchYourBrain. So the World Building Expo is amazing, and I'm really blessed about the Co-Brunch community because it's about creating a new experience. I will probably continue to go on Zoom on other sessions, or if someone is requiring me to connect to Zoom for having a call, indeed. But most of the time, I will use my place to hold conversation, like this place, instead of having a Zoom. It is really amazing because you can have a chat. You can speak to people like, no, 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 no. And you see my bubble when I speak there. And you can watch the videos. You can perform actions. You can visit my room. This is, for instance, another room that I have for Café du Bien connections, for mental health space. This is my other room. And here in my view, I click to online friends. I don't know if there are online friends out there. Yeah, Shadow, Spa, Brittany, Margaret, Debbie, Isila, Peggy, Jessica, Chris, Monastire, Jessica, Angela, Elena, and Carolee. So it's all my community. And yeah, let's join Global Business Plaza. Like Oli, test. Let's go. Well, it's because I need to connect with my email, but for the sake of this session, quick amazingness, I will do it like this. I am ready. And here I am just not disturbing Peggy. That's why I unmuted myself. But this is Join Global Business Plaza, so that you have a sense about this amazing sub-community of GoBrunch. Because there are also sub-communities in GoBrunch. Global Business Plaza, Quintosphere, World Building Expo, the Come Right In. So here, for instance, I'm going back to my Café du Bien space. Let me know that's Global Business Plaza, for instance. Sorry, I think I disturbed Peggy because I was not in. But here is Global Business Plaza. And then I'm going back to my cafe here. I close the window, so I have to reshare again my screen to my Café du Bien space. And then here is my Café du Bien, and here is a come right in. So, bienvenue. That's a French word. I was realizing I was taking so much time to present GoBrunch and not to talk about French. Apologize. And welcome to Come Right In. Amazing. I love this place so much. Thank you, RJ, for this amazing space, by the way, that is still improving. So right now I'm going back to my track about French. Let's keep it simple. So this theme of today is about food. So when we are eating food, the world is changing depending on the moment we are eating food. Of course, we can eat uh, a supper on the morning and a breakfast on the evening. But usually, breakfast is on the morning, lunch is on the noon. Then there is also brunch to say that it's between a breakfast and a lunch, brunch. And then there is also the, I don't know how to do that, to say that in English, but in French we say goûter, which is the noun to say that it's something across 3, 4, 5 p.m. maximum. Probably more 4 p.m., 3 or 4 p.m. than 5 p.m. But it's called goûter in French. And goûter is a noun. That's the way that we are saying at 3 or 4 p.m., for instance. But goûter is also a verb, like goûter. And goûter is written Gouter. And there is a circumflex accent in top of the U. This is to say, oh, historically they had change. And at some point there was an S, like gust, Gust, gustative, like les papilles gustatives. That's the little elements on the tongue that allows us to taste what we eat. So gust is like disgust, dégoûté. Je suis dégoûté. I am disgusted. So goûter, Gouter, and the circumflex on top of the U is to say, there was an S before, like hote, Hote, host. So most of the time, the circumflex accent is like, oh, there was an S before, uh, decades and centuries, more centuries ago. Same with the Old English, by the way. There was also having at Old English at some point there were accents, and then in the New English, no more accents. In French, we have accent, the CCD, the accent below the C, the accent on top of the vocal, like E, A, O, U. At some point, Y also, but Y it's only no on the trema and on the noun, the proper noun. So, but normally the accents are only on the vocal or below the C to say, oh, it's not K, it's S. So lots of nuggets. Nuggets, talking about food, placing myself with focus about that. So breakfast, and it might change because, in Belgium, we could say petit déjeuner, and then we have petit déjeuner for breakfast. That's in Belgium. Then we have the dîner for the noon, goûter for 3 or 4 p.m., and then souper for the evening, like supper. And it comes from the soup, S-O-U-P, probably because we were drinking soup at the end of the day. So souper. Yeah, and so, but at some point, might vary because I think in France or in some context, we use rather petit déjeuner for the breakfast, and then déjeuner for the lunch, and then dîner for the evening. So just to let you know that is there any wrong or right? Whatever you perceive wrong or right, it might be, of course, wrong. It might be also wrong in your locality, but right in another speaker's locality. Like, there are not one French. Of course, some people will say to you, will convince you, oh, there is the French of the dictionary Larousse, the French of the dictionary Robert, the French of the Académie Française, the grammar of the Becherel, the grammar of the Grévis, and the conjugation of the Becherel. But these are in marble, and as we all know, languages are evolving, not only across years, decades, and centuries, but also across localities. So there are multiple Englishes across the history, but there is also multiple Englishes across the locality and multiple accents even in one locality. Like UK has 17 accents. There are also different accents in US. So as there are different accents, there are also different words. I was laughing a few years ago about the anecdote of dear Noni Pepperoni, that was talking about her anecdote because she was learning in the Emirates English from the UK perspective, and then she came into US, and she asked someone, a colleague from school, give me your rubber. And it was like, oh, I need to erase something. So rubber in UK means an eraser, but rubber in US means a condom. So it was like, there are words that are having different meanings. Also, the masculinity and femininity in some context. I don't know the full spectrum, but I was aware in Canada when they are using English words, it's not le, it's la. It's not masculine, it's feminine. They are saying ma business for saying my business. But in France and in Belgium, we are saying mon business. So is there anything wrong or anything right? So it depends on the locality of the language. So there are multiple Frenches, Englishes, Spanishes, Portugueses, whatever is this, Arabicus. So for me, it's really important when we are wanting to speak French. What is the locality? Do you want to learn French and evolve in Montreal, or learn French and evolve in France or in Belgium or in Switzerland? Because 75 in France is 75. Same in Canada, same in Switzerland, I think. But in Belgium, it's 70, 75. Same with 95, 95 in France. But in Belgium, 95. I was aware about that because I was in the train station and spelling voicely my date of birth because they had to check my identity, and they asked me my date of birth. Oh, 76. But I was saying 75, 76. But of course, in France, I was in France, I had to say 76. So you have to acknowledge also that is there anything wrong or right? The most important is to be understood. That's why we are learning languages. So about the food, when we are seeing someone, we might say bon appétit. And as many of people know, not all the letters in French are pronounced. Like bon appétit is A-P-P-E-T-I-T. But we don't say bon appetit. We say bon appétit. The only reason we pronounce the T is because it's a silent E, or because it's a word that exists in another language, like access it from the Latin, or Nunavut. That's the language of the north, the the North Pole, I think. Um, but if I have to pronounce the word in French, it would be Nunavut. But because it's another language, we say Nunavut. So we are expressing the language. It's like uh, in English, like Joe Biden. In French, it will be Joe Biden or Bidon. So it depends. But normally it's because it's the other, we are adapting to the other language. Like we are not saying curriculum vitae, we are saying curriculum vitae because it's the way that we pronounce it in Latin. So, but most of the time in French, the end letters are not pronounced. There are some exceptions, either because it's from another language or because there is a reason for that, or because it's difficult to enumerate the exceptions. But it's really interesting also. It's based also if it's rooted in Latin or in Greek. Like CHR is like not sh, it's cro, like chrome, chromatic, CHR, but we say CHE, cheval, and not cheval. But in Italian, CH is K, like key. And in Italian, there are other rules that are like EU, it's AU, like pausini, or paura. But EU in French is O. And that's why the accents are really important. If I have to pronounce A and U separately in French, I would say the trema on top of the U to say, okay, pronounce me differently. Like Noel, Nole, Noel, Christmas. There is a trema on top of the E, and it's like Noel, because if we don't say the trema, it's null or null. So back to the lunch, and then I'm going to shorten this session. It's already 24 minutes. So bon appetit when we are wishing someone a good eating. There is also, I was talking about gust, goût. disgust, dégoût. There also the buffet, and don't if you are going to, of course, you can say buffet in English, like the buffet, but in French it's buffet, because there is also another word, bouffer, which is Bouffer, which means to eat vulgarly, like je vais bouffer quelque chose. I am going to eat quickly and harshly, and it's a slang. So there are also different synonyms. And so when you are learning a language, ask yourself, where do you want to practice this language? Do you want to practice like the French France language, the French Belgium language, the French Canada, the French Switzerland, the French Africa? Because even in Africa, there are words that are not existing either, not in France, in Belgium. Like compétitionner is only a verb to compete that exists in Africa. Else, we'll say in French, faire compétition, or avoir une compétition, to compete. So there are words that are also local, like tuque, is only used in Quebec, the French Canada, and it means the winter hat. In Belgium, France, we might say bonnet or cagoule, but in Canada we say tuque. So it's really interesting to dive into that. I don't see anything in the chat, probably because it's a live, unexpected session. So I'm going to stop right now and sleep, because it's already 38 minutes past midnight. And I have an amazing day tomorrow. And I'm really blessed. So see you tomorrow, Adama. And if you have any question, let me know. Ask in YouTube or in LinkedIn, because I'm here to serve, to refresh your brain, to ignite your brain, to stretch your brain, and to embark your heart. We have to have joy. So, what if you can learn also easily a language when you are embarking your heart and your body into these adventures, not only rely on your brain? What if you are knowing your brain? You are learning in a brain-based coaching approach. That's why I'm really blessed to have known new language coaching, and I'm really blessed. Cross fingers, tomorrow I will have a podcast live session with Ryan, Les Ryan. We shall see, because our agendas are quite full. But it's really interesting. It's learning. We are humans, my friends. Flesh, bones, blood. And we are all different. 8.2 billion brains, 8.2 billion hearts, 8.2 billion guts. And we are all in different parts of the world, whether it's the US, in South America, in Europe, in Africa, in Asia, Australia, New Zealand, Madagascar, whatever islands you are, like Costa Rica or Martinique, or Trinidad and Tobago. Hi, Yannicke. Yeah, so it's learning each other's. We are all there for a limited time, so enjoy your day, embark your heart, because all your neurons are not into your brain, there are also neurons in your body, in your heart, and it's also about befriending your nervous system. So let me know if you have any question. I'm here to serve you, and to serve you in a buffet of amazing nuggets. So with that, I say to you, à demain, bonne nuit, dormez